Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to navigate the Microsoft Excel worksheet using some shortcut keys that should help you out a lot when you're using Excel. Before we get into the video, go to Excel VBA SQL. There's over 20 hours of free videos for you to watch. If you're a beginner at Excel, we'll teach you everything you need to know from becoming a beginner, getting your skills up to the advanced levels of writing macros, and taking away all the fears you may have about Excel. So also put your email in here and we'll email you when free videos go up. Okay, let's get started. So I created a worksheet here. I just entered some data. I have some headers here, and I should really name this header shortcut key. Or keys. And what does the key do? I should say, what does the key do? So we're going to go over these shortcut keys. There's many more, but I think these are some of the ones that you're going to use most frequently. And what we want to do in this video is just teach you how to maneuver around the Excel workbook. So let's go through the first one, the arrow keys. What do these arrow keys do? Well, they're the up, down, left, right arrow key, and I have them on my keyboard, you have them on your keyboard. What they do is allow you to just maneuver the worksheet. You could go up. If you hold it down, you're just going to keep moving down. If you're able to maneuver the worksheet cell by cell. And so that's what those do, the arrow keys. Now, what if you have data that starts here and you want to get to the bottom of the data real quick? So in this column, how do you go from cell A1 to cell A10 really quickly? Well, let's see. All you have to do is press Control and then the arrow that the direction that you want. So if I hold down Control and I press the down arrow key, it takes me to the bottom of the row super quick. So this is a real cool shortcut key. Conversely, if I'm in cell A10 and I press Control and the up arrow key, it takes me to the top really quick. So using Control up and down, I could do this. Go between the top and the bottom of my column real quickly. How do I do that for a row? If I want to go, say I have many rows of data out here. Let me just put data over here. And I'm just going to put dummy data in here, test. How do I go from this cell to this cell real fast? Or let me just go down here. Well, I would do Control and then the right arrow key. Control, I hold down Control, and if I press the right arrow key right now, it takes me to the end of that row. And pressing Control and then the arrow key left, the left arrow, it takes me back. So this is Control left and Control right. It takes you from to the end of a row and back to the beginning of a row. And that's really critical. That's really critical because if you have, say you have columns going all the way out like 1,000 or 100 columns, how do you get to the end of it? Well, you use this Control right. Control right arrow will take you out there real fast. Okay. So what does the tab key does? The tab key just lets you move right one cell. That's all the tab key does. And if you want to move left, I'll put an Shift tab moves left. So I should enter something here. Actually, so tab will move you. It'll move you right one cell. And what I want to do. And notice what I did there is I double clicked on the cell and then I double click on this word and it highlights the word so that I could just change it from right to left. And I'm going to double click on the cell again and just highlight, drag my cursor across and remove that data that I put in there. So a tab key, if you press tab on your keyboard, it moves right. If you press shift tab, it moves left. So that's tab and shift tab. Okay. So now we're here on the enter. Well, we all know what enter does. It makes you go down. And shift enter, I should put in here, makes you move up one cell. So I'm going to double click on the cell, double click on the word, change it to up, and then over here I'm going to type in shift enter. Okay, so enter makes you move down, shift enter makes you move up. Okay, on your keyboard you should see some keys called page up or page down. They might not say the word page, they might say just PG up or PG down. If you press those, if you press PG up, it'll take you up one screen, and if you press PG down, it takes you down one screen. So what do I mean down one screen? Well, here you can see my screen goes from row 1 and then it goes down to about 27. So if I go here and I click page down, it now shows me from row 27 all the way to row 53. And if I click page down again, it'll show me the next screen. So from 53 to 79. So here's 53 going down to 79. If I press page down on my keyboard again, I go. My screen now shows 79 to 105. If I press page up, then I'm going to see rows starting at 78 going up to 53. And if I keep pressing page up, all it allows you to do is to move up or down a screen. So page up, page down, it takes whatever screen you're on. You know, here my screen shows 1 to 27. If I press page down, it just moves my screen to the next available rows, you know, 27 to 53, and page up does the reverse. So page up, page down, it just moves your worksheet up and down by this, whatever your screen is holding, the amount of rows. Alt page up and page down does the same thing, only it does it left and right. So if you press Alt page up, right now my screen goes out to column N. If I press Alt and page up, Alt and page up, Alt and page down will move you right. So I'm over here, okay? If I press Alt page down, then I go to column O. Why did it go to column O? Well, because when you're over here on the screen, the next column over is O. So if you're in this data over here and you press Alt page down, now you have a screen that goes from column O all the way to column AH. And if you press it again, Alt page down, you just keep moving over. It just takes your columns, and now this screen goes from column BC all the way to column, you know, BV or BW. If I press Alt page down, now my screen goes from BW all the way to CP. And to move left, to move backwards, let's go over here, and I'll just press Alt page up, and I'm moving to the right by however many columns my screen can hold. So that's what Alt page up, page down do. It moves your screen over to the left or to the right. And practice this stuff because they're useful when you have a ton of data in Excel and your worksheet is full of stuff like tables and data and charts and whatever. You're going to want to be able to move around the worksheet. So these keyboard shortcuts are good. Okay, what if you're somewhere in the worksheet and you want to get back to the top? Well, you press Control Home. You should have a key on your keyboard that reads Home. So if you press Control, the Control key, and then Home, it'll take you to cell A1. So Control Home takes you to cell A1. Control End. Now this is a cool shortcut Control End, it actually moves you to the bottom right of the range of the used cells on the worksheet. So what does that mean? Well, I have this data here, right? And I have 3 columns, A, B, C, and it goes down to row 12. So the last rectangular range, the last cell in this rectangular range that I have is sort of this cell here, C12. And notice that I don't need to have data in here. What this Control N does is it sort of builds like a rectangular range. It sort of knows, not builds it, it sort of knows what rectangular range is the biggest range that you're using. And if you press Control N, like I'll do right now, Control and the End key on your keyboard, you go to that cell. It takes you to the bottom right of the use range on your worksheet. So let's alter this a little. Let me just put some data in here. And now my range, you could think of this going down 3 more rows. So it sort of now looks like this, Here's my range. If I press Control End over here, Control and then on the keyboard the key End, it takes you to that cell right here, which is this cell, the lower right of the range. If I go down some more rows over here, now my range, it should pretty much be this. So if I press Control N now, it takes you to the bottom right of the range. If I move over a column and I put some more data in, and now I press Control End, again it takes you to the bottom right cell of whatever range you're working in. Even if you skip rows, they don't need to be, so if I skip a bunch of rows and there's no rows here, and I press Control End, oops, I press Control, different one. If I press Control N now, you could still skip rows. Notice I have a bunch of rows here with nothing in it. But Excel, it knows where your data is at, and it takes you to the bottom right if you press Control End of the use range of your worksheet, sort of like this range that I highlighted here, and it takes you there. So that's Control End. Okay, so let me clear all this out. So I'm going to highlight these rows by selecting them, dragging my cursor down, and press Control Clear Contents. Okay, so now we're at the end almost. We went over all these shortcut keys. Let's go over Control Page Up, Page Down. So this is a cool one as well because it allows you to move between the sheets. And let me just clear this out too. I'm going to highlight those columns and right click and do Clear Contents. So if I press Control Page Up, Page Down, notice I'm on sheet 1 right now. If I press Control Page Up, or actually Control Page Down, it'll take me to the next sheet. So now I'm on sheet 2. And here's my cursor. It takes you to cell A1. If I press Control Page Down again, I'm on sheet 3. If I press Control Page Down again, it doesn't do anything because I'm at the last sheet. If I want to go back to the sheet 1, then I press Control Page Up. So I'm maneuvering between the sheets by pressing Control Page Up and Control Page Down. And you can do it pretty quickly. So this is very useful when a lot of times you're going to have Microsoft Excel workbooks with 10, 15, 50 worksheets in it. And this allows you to scroll through them real easily without having to click on the worksheets like this. If I add another worksheet and I press Control Up, I go backwards. Control Down goes forwards. So that's all that shortcut key does. So that's all this video. All I wanted to do in this video is show you guys that there's a lot of useful keys that you can use in shortcut keys in Microsoft Excel. So play around with these, and if you have any questions or you have any things you want to learn in Excel, go to excelvbasql.com and contact me here, and I'll answer your questions. So let me know. All right, see you next video.